Hello everyone! Today I'm going to be showcasing to you my amazing room moving machine. As you saw earlier, there's a wonderful grid of rooms out the back behind me, which a mechanical arm can go and grab a room from depending on what you put into the little selection thing to the side of me. It'll then bring that room back over and open the door so you can explore it. If you decide to pick a new room, it'll automatically put the old one back away for you, so you don't even have to worry about it breaking. I've tried my very best to make sure that it doesn't fall apart. If you managed to find some way to break it, then congratulations, I tried really hard to make sure that you couldn't. If you want to play it for yourself, there's a world download in the description. Just make sure you have installed the 1.18.1 version of Create before trying to open the world. And with that, let's get to explaining how it all works. The first thing you'll probably want to take a look at when you enter the room are these two levers over here with the lovely Nixie tube lights on top. These little lights tell you the current grid position that you're targeting by using the levers. If you move the levers up and down by right-clicking them to increase them and shift right-clicking them to reduce them again, you can actually change which grid position it's targeting. If you accidentally make it too big for the grid, you'll notice that this light over here actually turns on. This lets you know that if you press the go button now, nothing will happen because the number's too big. The second lot of Nixie tubes is something I'll get onto in a little bit. In the middle, you'll see this wonderful book here, which is a directory. It has the room numbers of all the different rooms that you can get to, and a little title for each of them. Try and guess what some of them are before you see them. Let's pick the room called Nether Cube, which is room 400. By fiddling with the levers, we can see the Nixie tubes now say 400, and let's head on over to the button. Over here, you can see that there's another light. If this one is off, it means that your selection over the other side was too big, or the machine's currently moving. So this one you want to be on. As long as the light is on, you're ready to press the button. Hit the button, you'll hear a lovely ding, the door will close, and the room will move away. While the mechanical arm does its magic, why not treat yourself to some music with our Complementary Jukebox? As a crash course on how to operate my marvellous machine. If you guys do end up exploring it, I'd love to see a video of your reactions to all the little nooks and crannies you can find in the rooms, as me and my friends did put a lot of hidden details in. Speaking of which, I had two wonderful friends come along and help me put together a lot of these rooms. Though I did all the logic, my friends helped me create all of these wonderful mini-worlds. I had a lot of fun working together with them. Genuinely one of the best times I've had in a long time. You're both happy to be locked away in the serotonin room?
Yes.
No! Don't lock me in the serotonin room! Goodbye. Be gone.
Bye.
Lamp oil, rope, bombs. You want it? It's yours, my friend. As long as you have enough rubies. It's the magical mango. It's the magical mango. One bit that was really fun was I had a structure block set up with an empty template for a new room, so every time we needed a new room, we'd just press the button on top. I just thought it looked cool. Now let's talk about how it all works. There are two very important blocks for this creation, which are the gantry shaft and the gantry carriage. The two of these work together to create our wonderful 3-axis moving arm. The shaft is this wonderful red spirally fellow here. You can put the carriage onto it, and then when the shaft rotates, the carriage is going to move along it. If you change the direction that the shaft rotates, the carriage will move back in the other direction. Here's the bit that's really cool though. If you look at the side of the carriage, you can see there's another spot to stick a shaft on. What will happen is if you power the shaft with redstone that this carriage is sitting on, it will stop moving and actually start conveying rotational force through the shaft on its side, which means that you can chain off a second gantry shaft and put another carriage on it and have it start moving along, all just from one source of rotational energy which you don't have to move yourself. Another important block for this contraption is the redstone contact. This lovely block provides a redstone output every time two of them are touching. The The really cool bit is that this also works if the one that it's touching is actually part of a moving contraption. So as my arm moves along the gantry shaft, I can use a redstone contact to tell how far along the shaft it has actually moved. This is really useful because it lets me know if it's moved to the right position, at which point I can lock that shaft and get it to start moving along the other axes. There's another block, which is pretty dang important to my contraption, which quite frankly I've entirely overused, which is the redstone link. This little fella, which I've mentioned in my previous video, pretty much allows you to do wireless redstone, at least within a range of 128 blocks. I've got these stuck all over the place on my redstone contacts, underneath my levers, all through my redstone as well. And these guys are letting me put all sorts of signals back and forth. Now that I've pointed out all the important components, it's time to take a look at the redstone. Now, be warned, this is by far what you would call the redstone version of spaghetti code. This is in no way optimized, and I have repeated bits of logic all over the place. You've been warned. Let's take a look at where it all starts. The input's in the main room. As you know, there are two levers to control the position on the grid that you want to go and grab a room from. These two just kind of have redstone links attached to the bottom of them, so we'll see where they lead later. Over here though, we have the redstone that's attached to the button. This redstone just contains some simple logic to double check that the machine currently isn't moving, and that you have a selection that's within the valid range, so that when you press the button, it can either choose to make a bow bow sound, or it can make a bow 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 sound, and also start the contraption. If the machine starts successfully, it sends a redstone signal to the start of this main stretch over here, which is made up of, you guessed it, more redstone links. Each of these redstone links send and receive information from the rest of the contraption. The basic layout here is made up of three main parts. A part that tells the contraption to return to the place it last took a room from and put it back, a part to move to the position that the player's selected and grab the room from there, and finally, a part that tells the arm to move back to the home position so that you can actually go inside. Once it gets to that final bit, a signal is sent out from the end which goes and resets the machine, allowing you to reselect your new room and start it up all over again. Now, I did write a really long script to try and explain how the rest of my redstone works, but I'll try and give you the shortened version so I don't bore you. These parts use the redstone links from the redstone contacts along the gantry shaft's axes to calculate the current position of the arm. There are three of these position calculators. The first one feeds into this analog data latch to store the position of the last room taken. There is another data latch to store the player input so it doesn't change while the machine is moving. This logic in the middle switches between the stored position, the input position, and the home position, and sends the target position to this link down here, where the target position is compared with the current position, moving the arm until the position matches. Then, optionally triggering the head to put away or take the room from the current position. All of this info is being sent to the arms through redstone links, which link up to these three clutches, a gear shift, redstone links to lock the gantry shafts, and finally a redstone link on the sticker on the head to actually toggle the sticker to grab or drop the room. Whoa, and that was the short version. There's one last thing that I said I'd tell you what it does later, which are these two lights for the current position. As you saw, we've got some redstone to calculate the current position over in our redstoney area, so this bit just pretty much shows you the current position of the arm, which is kind of nice if you want to know where it is and you can't see it out the window. If you've made it this far through the video, then please do consider dropping a like, as it really does help me out. If you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, then I'd be so happy to see you subscribe, because I put a heck of a lot of effort and time into this video, and I really hope it shows. Once again, if you want to check out the world and mess around with the contraption, then take a look at the world download in the description. I'd really love to see your reactions to it, so if you do post a video of your reaction, please don't be afraid to leave a comment with a link next to it. I'd also love to see suggestions for what I should make next, so if you have any ideas, be sure to leave them in the comments too. If you want to see more from my friends who helped me, I have links to them in the description as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you for the amazing response on my previous video. I wouldn't be here making more videos if it weren't for you guys. And with that, I'll see you all in the next one.